and welcome to another episode of the DC World Podcast. I hope you are well. I am your host as always, Jeffrey Gibson, and on today's episode I am going to be telling you some of my ideas for the failed Green Arrow and the Canaries spin-off of Arrow, so let's not waste any more time and get on with it. I would have loved for Mia from the future to become the new Green Arrow and for her half-brother from the present to become the new Speedy. You don't often get to see lady superhero boy sidekick duos, if ever. And I'd love to see the dynamic with them, since she knows him as her older brother, but she'd be more experienced than this version of him, which could have been a lot of fun to see on screen. If the show went ahead, I would have loved to see how Mia went about saving her brother, because that was left up in the air at the end of that episode, and I would have loved to see that wrapped up. Also, I would have loved to have seen an older version of Thea meet the older version of Roy. I would also love to see Thea return with the League of Heroes that was set up during Arrow Season 9, to see what they have been getting up to. Another thing I would have loved to have seen on this is ancestors of the most iconic Arrow characters make appearances. I think that would have been cool, because it would be interesting to see the next generation of heroes fight the next generation of villains. I would have also loved to see a much older John Diggle, who is now Green Lantern, make appearances to help Oliver's children bring down their big bads. Also, seeing how characters from this show would have been brought in for the crossover would have been interesting, but I guess we will never see that now. That ends this edition of the DC World Podcast. I do hope you have enjoyed listening to my ideas, and if you lot have any, leave them in the comments below. But until next week, thank you so much for listening. Stay safe and have a happy week.